I want to talk about White Lives Matter and Black Lives Matter. And in conjunction with this, I'm going to talk about the vacuum law. It's a universal law that we can't escape. So the other day, Candace Owens and Kanye West attempted to bring media attention to an issue that has been a fiery debate. The issue at hand that they were trying to expose that Black Lives Matter organization was a scam. And with further research, it has been found out that the Black Lives organization was indeed a scam and stealing money and inappropriately distributing funds of the donation money that they received, approximately $80 million. Some of the funds were spent on houses and luxury, escorts, etc. But I feel Kanye and Candace Owens could have used another method to get the media attention to shed light on something that indeed needed to be exposed. To me, where they went wrong was when they wore the White Lives Matter shirt was just a way to start division, even in a physical way. We all know that all lives matter, but we all know that black people in America, even around the world, have been marginalized, have been treated unfairly. It's a long history. Just do your research. So for them to use the slogan, White Lives Matter, it just was a way to cause division. Something we have too much of. So I'm going to use Kanye and Candace Owens' method as far as to trying to shed light on maybe a good situation, but use a bad situation that could have caused so much harm to expose something. And I want to talk about the vacuum law. See, when I talk about the vacuum law, I'm talking about space. And when I mean space, I mean something that is devoid of any matter. Space that cannot be occupied with matter or something physical. See, this is how you know who is who and what is what. The vacuum law proves that in order to fill something of a devoid or empty space, something, or actually, in order to fill something that's empty or in a devoid space, something has to be placed there. And if you want to place something else there, you will have to move the matter or physical object before you can put something else there. Because they cannot exist, them two physical objects or matter cannot exist in the same place at the same time. So one of them has to be removed before you place something there. They cannot exist at the same time or the same place. For example, fresh and salt water cannot exist in the same space at the same time because it's the law of nature and it does not allow it to happen. The same way that light and dark cannot exist in the same space at the same time. You either have one or the other. So you get my point. See, this is how you know who is who. There's a saying that, what fellowship does light have with darkness, and blessings with cursings? It cannot come out the same mouth. You either have one or the other. You have good and bad. There's no in between. So when I see the White Lives Matter shirt that Kanye West and Candace Owens wore, I see a double tongue or a double-headed serpent or a double-headed snake. On one side, I see them bring up great points. And on the other side, I see them trying to cause division and malice at the cost of something else that shouldn't be. This is dangerous. The vacuum law states that you are one or the other, because two material things cannot exist in the same space at the same time. It's impossible for that to happen. You either have one or the other. Or if you want to place something in a devoided space, you first will have to move something physical that was there in that space to place that other physical object there. Light has no fellowship with darkness. Yes, Candace Owens made very, very great points about black on black crime, because that is an issue. Black males kill each other at an alarming rate in all inner cities, more than any other race. And yes, abortion is rampant among blacks. Whether it's more than any other race, I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. And sure, obesity is rampant also among the black community. This is also an issue. And it is something that we need to address. We do need to address healthy eating. So Candace Owens has very great points. But all these issues can be addressed without the antics of Kanye and Candace, what they exemplified. That could have been very detrimental to society. There's a way to get attention of people without causing decision in the community that could potentially cause a race war. Pay attention, people. Just because someone said something that is factual and makes sense doesn't mean that they are for you. I'm going to say that again. Just because someone said something that is factual and makes sense doesn't mean that they are for you. There are a lot of people who cause mischief but say real things. Listen again. There are a lot of people who cause mischief but say real things at the same time. But this should not be. Like I said before, you can't have blessings with cursings. It's just one or the other. You either make the fruit good, or you either make the fruit bad. So, I'm for addressing issues and making things right, but not at the expense of causing a detrimental effect to society.
On this lesson, focus in on this lesson. I want you to think. You want, and I want, greater good here. Positive things to happen. But understand this, I cannot set anything where this lectern stands until I get rid of the lectern. I cannot put anything where that camera is standing until I get rid of the camera. And nor can you put anything where that television set's sitting until you get rid of the television set. You must create a space for the good that you desire. I would hate to guess at the number of people that would love to meet and greet and love and have a meaningful relationship with someone, and they're never going to do it until they let go of that old relationship. Person may be gone, but the idea is still there. You got to create a space for the good that you desire. You just must do it. And if you don't, you're never going to have that relationship. You want something in your home? We have people that come in and look after our place 2 or 3 times a week. We've got a big kitchen. There's a sofa in there, chair. We haven't liked that sofa or chair for a long time. Linda says, let's create a vacuum. They were gone. Lots of room in our kitchen now, I'll tell you. Nature abhors that vacuum. Only be a period of time until there's new furniture in the kitchen. You got to create a space for it. Create a space when it comes to furniture.